Moor. Thank you for that. Welcome back to the Moor Culture Podcast. I'm your host, Brother Tyshan Edwards Bay, and we're back with another episode. I'm here with my co-host, the Elder Chief, the Sheriff, Brother Shariff Bay, and we are also joined with a lovely guest. I learned about you a couple weeks ago. We did plan this out. I'm happy to have you here, Princess Taylor. We're also known
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Princess
Ayana.
Princess Ayana. Princess Ayana. That is your
Ayana,
tribal name or indigenous name. What name you said?
So yeah, Ayana is my tribal name, and Princess Taylor is my legal name.
Yes.
What tribe are you affiliated with?
It's Ona, and I'm affiliated with. I don't know if you are familiar with Doctor. His name is Chief. Oh gosh, I just had a block.
Does he wear a mohican?
Sheila, Tuska Sheila. It's a very unique name, but from Mai Payan, the nation of not Mai Paran, Mai Pai Arun.
He wears a mohican?
What's that?
A mohican?
Yeah, he wears a mohawk.
Yeah, I know him. That's what I was just asking. Yeah, I know about him. He's connected with the Caribbeans and all them places, right?
Yes, Tuska Sheila. And he actually has a book out right now called USA versus Sheila. Are you familiar with that?
I'm familiar with him. I've been trying to get connected with him.
Well, if you connect with me, I can definitely get you connected with him. I'm actually part of the nation, Mai Par Arun.
I got you.
Yes.
Yeah,
so Wina Ona is my tribal name.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Islam. That's lovely to hear. Before we dive too deep, I just want to greet everybody with peace, Islam, Assalamu alaikum, Alafia, Ayonio, Hotep, Shalom, Rahu, Bat, all of that. Peace. Namaste.
Peace. Yes.
And in true Moorish tradition and fashion, we like to start with our praises and honors. Elder Sheik, want to start with your praises and honors for the day?
Yes, peace and love. I would like to rise in the eternal circle of the light, giving all divine and perfect praises to Allah, and honor to his holy divine prophet, noble Ali, and honor to the forerunner of the prophet, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and honor to Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad, and honor to the spirit of truth, Che Gibbons El, and honor to Emilia El, high honor to the Nazarene Allah El, high honor to the Magi priest Sidney Rothside El, high honor to Melchizedek, the God Benedict, Sidney, Jerome Graham Bay, high honor to the spirit of truth. Our Dingle, high honor to the Grand Resurrector, Timothy Dingle, hyphenated L, and his other half, Mother Ruth, Mother Wisdom, Grand Nobles Louise Dingle, and their daughter Diane Dingle, and Grand Secretary Margaret Thompson Bay, and to our Supreme Grand Governor R. Stonell, and to his assistant Robert Page L, and to assistant Brother Shebel, and to our Grand Governor in the state of Delaware, J. Howard Bay, and high honors to my son who has transitioned and passed over to the soul plane. And high honor to all our ancestors, and high honor to Sister Ayana who's joining us tonight, and high honor to everybody under the sound of my voice. Peace.
Peace. Ashe. Princess Ayana, do you have any praises and honors you wanted to give before we started the episode?
Oh, I just wanted to thank you for the connection that brought us here, Brother Wayne, which you and I got connected through a couple of weeks ago, and just the connections that he and I have made from that day forward that has led to this opportunity for me to be here with you. So I'm grateful, and thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashe. I like to rise in the spirit of the seven and give all praises to Allah and high honors to the Prophet, Noble Ali, and his forerunner, Marcus Messiah Garvey. High honors to all past and present leadership of the Moor Science Temple of America, and high honors to all true and divine prophets of Allah that stand on the square of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad, etc. High honors to all the Moors worldwide, known and unknown, and high honors to all of our ancestors and everybody that paved the way for us to be here on episode number 61 of the Moor Culture Podcast. In supreme mathematics, that is equality, knowledge. In Islam, let's make our knowledge equal, and and let's have a good episode. Islam. Real quick, Princess Ayana, I think the biggest question I have for you is, I heard about quantum nutrition was the word you dropped on me last time we talked, and it
God's garden.
It blew my mind. That got obviously that as well is a great topic, but what brought you there is my question. Like how did just a kind of real quick backstory of kind of what led you there?
Yeah, so how I got into this whole industry of quantum healing and health and wellness, alternative healing, is basically because in 2016 I was diagnosed with cancer. And I did not take the traditional approach to medical, healing. I did not go get chemotherapy. I did not do, medications or prescriptions or none of that. I didn't do any of that. I went to an energy doctor. And once they hooked me up to the EKG machine and they looked at me and said, okay, well, we're going to place some herbs on you. They had a rack of herbs. And from that rack, they pulled a variety of different herbs and they placed it on different parts of my body. And from that point, they were able to see, based on that EKG machine that they had me hooked up to, how my body responded. And they were able to pinpoint where the cancer was, where the issue was. And so long story short, they said, I want you to go and take this prescription and get it. And what it was a diagnosis. It was a prescription for me to go and get a CA-125. And for anyone that's in the medical industry, they know that a CA-125 is a type of test that you get diagnosed for cancer. Well, when I went and got the test, the lady said to me, she said, well, I just want to let you know, we're going to test your blood, but if you test 30 and above, you are positive for cancer. Well, I tested 44. So it was no question that I was positive for cancer. But here's what was going through my mind once I got the results. I didn't, most people panic and, they feel like that's a death sentence. It's a wrap for them. I didn't feel like that at all. I went to work on it. I went and started juicing. I started going into all of the different types of greens. I went with kale, collard greens, spinach, all of the greens and garlic, and I would juice them every day. And I was drinking 9.0 water. And then I was taking another product that basically would help it to taste better. But I kept doing that. And, I'm going to tell you, cancer is not a death sentence. I was able to reverse the damage to my cells, and I was able to heal my body. And about, I want to say 12 to 16 months later, I went back, took that same test, and my score had gone to a 9. Now, I hadn't gone and taken any medications. I didn't do any of that. I was taking all of the herbs that they were placing on my body. And that was what that was what worked for me. From that day forward, my whole mission was, my whole outlook and my whole perspective was healing by, God's design, healing with herbs. So to understand how I got into it, that really was what woke me up. I mean, that we don't really have to take a doctor's pronouncement of cancer as a written pronouncement of death. I mean, it's not a death sentence. We just need to understand, that the herbs of the field and shall be for thy food and thy medicine. And we need to understand how to formulate that in such a way that it actually is able to heal the body or at least, I want to say, create an alkaline environment inside of the body so that the body can do what it needs to do naturally on its own, and it will get healed. So that's how I got into it. Long story short.
Wow. So it's just, I mean, when I hear stuff like, you're not the first person I've heard, say this before in terms of, with putting herbs on the body and using that and EKG, I've never heard that. But in terms of just using natural remedies to reverse cancer, like I've heard that, but yet, why do you think it's not just, why is doctors not saying this? Like, why is a hospital, like isn't it their job to heal? Like, why are they not saying we should do this?
Yeah, and I think most people have awakened to the fact that they have a different agenda. The big pharma and all of the medical professionals and that industry have a different agenda than the agenda for the people. And their agenda it's not about, helping people get well, because if they helped the people get well, then that would take money out of their pocket. Then there would be no need for them and what they do. And so this is the reason why their agenda has never been for the people. It's never been about helping the people. It's always been about enriching themselves. But here's the thing. While everyone was looking for healing and looking for, depending on the witch doctors for healing, I came across a product that was created, I want to say, over 54 years ago. And here's the interesting thing. Just pardon me while I kind of share this with you, because where it came from was not where we would mostly, we would expect for it to come from. I got wind of a product that, because I'm all into energy healing and quantum nutrition and quantum healing devices, I got wind of a product that actually is able to reverse biological aging, heal the body of degenerative diseases, and is able to do this naturally without creating any type of side effects in our body. When I heard about this product, I was like, okay, now what is this? Because I don't know of any type of supplement that does that. And I got wind of a product that came from out of Great Britain, of all places. When I say Great Britain of all places, it's because, how is it that, the people out of Great Britain, the Europeans, would have something that our people would be interested in, that could actually save lives and turn things around health-wise for us? Come to find out, they had commissioned a team of scientists that the commission had 4 constraints. 1, it had to be completely natural. 2, it had to reverse degenerative diseases. 3, it could not do the body any harm. In other words, it could not have any side effects. And 4, it had to be something that would reverse biological aging. So they came up with this product, which is the one that I share with all around the world now. I talk to everyone about it. And this product is able to do exactly that and then some. So by the time I turned 57, I made a statement to myself. I refuse to age. And, you gotta have to try to be careful what you say, because, it can manifest. Well, it was the day after I made that declaration that I was not going to age that I actually got wind of this product. And what I found out about this product is it was a product that took over actually over 30 years of development, but had been held back from the masses for over 54 years. And I understand why, they held it back from the masses, because with that type of a constraint, those scientists were given those 4 constraints to work under in order to, get people, in order to keep themselves healthy, in order to keep themselves well. And so we know that the Queen of England and all of the royal family, the diplomats, the dignitaries, they all were able to live long lives. And we understand why. It's because they were taking this particular product. Well, now the question became, well, how do we get the product over to the USA? One of the gentlemen that was on the team of scientists was married to a U.S. citizen. And the question on the table was, well, how do I bring that product over to the United States affordably so we can get it into the hands of the people in the USA? And that was how the product came over here. I actually got wind of the product by one of the women who had been sharing the product for the past 6 years. And so when I connected with her, I was just thoroughly amazed. I was amazed because I heard and saw, but I saw before and after pictures, but to actually get on a call and see some of the pictures of those people alongside their before and after pictures was just truly amazing. I saw people who had been had 3rd-degree burns on their body. Now, when you have 3rd-degree burns on your body, that means you have no more skin. And they were using this product that not only cured the pain instantly, but in a matter of days would make the skin grow back. I saw people who had their fingers cut off, part of their finger cut off, and then the finger would grow back. People who had STDs, people who had cancer, people who had a variety of diseases and health issues getting completely healed. And so naturally, I was concerned about this. I'm like, well, what is this stuff? And this is how I got wind of it. I mean, I just connected with the right people and started questioning it. And this is how I got wind of the fact that we can actually heal our body of these degenerative diseases and reverse biological aging.
Wow. Amazing testimony. And Brother Shariff, you have anything?
I have faith. I believe her testimony is real inspirational, and I'm gonna follow her lead because I believe in it, and I just got my package in today.
Oh, word. Okay.
Right, so 4 months time, so forth. So we see how it recycles.
Yeah.
I believe in what she's talking about because big pharma is taking advantage of people,
Yeah.
and people have got off the path. When they say garden of God, that's where we should be at in the garden of God. We letting big pharma giving us the placebo effect. You ever the placebo effect?
Of course.
And they take a white pill and you automatically heal and stuff like that. So the pills like people playing head games. So what she's doing is on
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah. So big pharma. Yeah. So there is what what is known as the placebo effect. And I think you pretty much nailed it. I mean, it's really not even what people think. I mean, people think they take a medicine, and because they're thinking that they're taking a medicine, it's not really working. It's just that your thoughts make it so. But here's the deal. If our thoughts are that powerful, imagine if we were actually taking something that actually does work and
Exactly.
we believe that it works. The amazement, that we would have, the type of results that we would see in our body. But here's something I want to point out, because I mentioned that this product, brother Shariff, that you just ordered. I mentioned that it was developed by a team of scientists. Here's what I really want to point out. That team of scientists, half of them were quantum physicists. They went into the molecular structure of 44 superfoods straight from out of God's garden, and they formulated it in such a way that this is not a traditional or a typical supplement. They formulated it with quantum nutrition. When they went into the molecular structure of 44 superfoods, they actually pulled the best of the best molecules that were known to heal the body, and they formulated it in such a way that there really is nothing else out there that's like it. I don't really know of anything out there that's able to reverse biological aging, heal degenerative diseases, and have absolutely no side effects at all. I don't know that one that is out there that can do all of this simultaneously, that competes with this. So this will be the one. This will actually be the first that I've ever heard of that's actually doing that. When I get on the call with this, the woman that's responsible for mentioning it to over 7,500 people in this country, that since it was introduced to this country 6 years ago, I'm actually able to see the results. I would love to be able to connect with anybody who would dare to want to know more about this. Because what I would do then is just put them on, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. But when you get to see the before and after next to the actual person live, and you're like, oh my God, this is really real. It's just amazing. It really is just amazing. So I want to make sure I point that out. I don't want to discount the fact that that team of scientists that I spoke about, half of them were quantum physicists. And think about this for 1 second. Let me just kind of put this in your head. If you think back, remember Nikola Tesla, and I think it was Einstein who actually made the statement. He said the future of medicine will be in frequency and energy. Remember that? Think about it. He said the future of medicine is wrapped up in frequency and energy. And that's exactly what this is. The way that it works is it works in the blood. It works in the blood. When I started to inquire about this and how it's able to work in the blood, here's my understanding of it. It raises your frequency. it raises your frequency, and it's actually able to go into the microcellular or the microcirculation of the body. And let me explain what that means, because when I say microcirculation, I'm talking about those real teeny tiny vessels that are so small they don't even show up on a regular x-ray. They're that small. In fact, they're so small that you can fit 100 of them into a single strand of hair. And if you were to place them end to end, they would wrap around the globe 2 times, that small. And so when I started getting an understanding about how small this microcirculation is, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. So like if we eat a bowl of ice cream, and we know ice cream is nothing but cream, fat, okay, and then it's mixed with sugar, but then on top of that, ice cream is cold. Well, we know what happens when you put a lot of grease and heavy whipping cream in the blood, right? We know what happens, but then imagine it's cold. It closes right up. It's no wonder why we have a hard time, breathing properly. It's no wonder why, people have strokes. Lack of oxygen to the brain is a stroke. Lack of oxygen to the heart is a heart attack. Well, this particular product is actually able to open up those circulatory structures inside of our bodies and allow oxygen to flow through that. Now, listen, if we are able to open up the microcirculation, the vessels inside of our bodies that are that small, then imagine what it can do to heal our bodies. This is how it's able to reverse biological aging. This is how it's done. It's all about, listen, it's all about getting oxygen into the blood, because if you can get oxygen in the blood, then you can actually prepare the ground for your body to do what it needs to do on its own naturally, which is heal. And it's able to fight these degenerative diseases naturally. So the whole point of this particular product is it's the champion. They're calling it the champion of the microcirculatory system. It's the only one out there that does this. It's the only one out there that does it. So if we can get into the microcirculatory, now let me tell you, if you really need a visual of what that looks like. So the woman that introduced me to this, that I spoke to you about, that was responsible for getting it over here into this country, she sent me a video, and in that video was an image, a snapshot of a human body where they had pulled the skin back off of the body, and all you could see was the microcirculatory system, the teeny tiny vessels. And when I saw that, I understood, oh my God, our entire body is covered with these. And some of them you can see through the skin. You see the varicose veins. Those teeny tiny, that right there, that's what I'm talking about. Our bodies are completely covered with that. So when I saw that, I was like, well, these don't show up on the X-ray. And because they don't show up they're so small, okay?
Yeah.
Because they don't show up on the X-ray, the medical profession, that entire industry, they don't even address it. They don't adjust it. I mean, they don't address it because they can't be seen on the X-ray, so they bypass it altogether.
They don't know how to address it. There's things that we don't know. Like just like there's things down deep in the ocean and things up high in the sky and things in our own bodies. We're still learning every day.
Exactly.
Scientists don't really have a full
They
grasp
can't
on
address
everything
it because
happening.
it doesn't show up on the X-ray, and if it doesn't show up on their X-ray, then how can they address it? And that's a huge flaw in the system, because if these microcellular microvessels are that small that they can create such a major issue in our body, such as a stroke or a heart attack, that's really an issue that they're not able to address that issue. You know what I'm saying? They're not able to address that. So, let me tell you.
That's where quantum comes into play, because quantum can get
quantum, exactly, and that's the reason why this is a quantum nutritional product.
I studied quantum through Dr. Deepak Chopra. I was studying that several years ago about quantum healing, so that's why I'm familiar. Quantum nutrition is different, though.
Yeah,
He says the past is history, the present is reality, the future is a mystery.
That's right. Yeah. And see, for anybody that doesn't understand quantum, so now that's not my area of expertise either, but I do understand that the quantum nutrition or the quantum science, quantum technology It's all rooted in a frequency and energy. I do understand that much. And I do understand that it's outside of the realm of how the traditional medical industry even wants to operate. That's,
Yeah.
so, but here's how it works, you guys. And this is so important. It's able to eliminate the body of zombie cells. And I'm going to explain what zombie cells are. Microtoxins, parasites, pesticides, molds, mildew, bacteria, spike protein, viruses, glyphosates, GMOs, anything like that.
Hmm.
Anything that restricts the blood, it's able to eliminate that from the blood. And you know what I'm saying? So this is how we prepare the groundwork of the body for the body to be able to do what it needs to do on its own. And if the blood is dirty, and if you have inflammation in your body just is not going to get well. I'm going
Yeah.
to say it again. If your blood is dirty and you have inflammation in your body can't heal. And so the whole point of using a product like this microcirculatory product is to prepare the groundwork so that oxygen can flow through the blood. And then once oxygen is flowing through the blood, now we can begin to clear up some of the health issues that people find themselves with in life.
Hmm.
So we got oxygen flowing through the blood. Oxygen creates an alkaline environment inside the body. And then we know that wherever there is an alkaline environment, toxic diseases like parasites, viruses
Can't live.
can't exist. Whenever you have a body that's toxic, well, then that's the breeding ground for parasites and all these other degenerative diseases to exist. Well, then it would make sense that if we have a toxic environment, that we need to go ahead and do whatever we need to do to alkaline it. And that's what this
Hmm.
product is able to do.
The first time I got into the alkaline conversation was researching Dr. Sabi. So, and then he talks about how, yeah, he doesn't necessarily say inflammation, but he talks about mucus a lot. He talks about basically mucus is the cause of all issues almost. And I got real heavy in that for a while. And I've evolved my thinking and understood that it's definitely more complex than that. But he clearly was onto something. And he has, the same kind of mindset of cleaning your system of toxins, detoxing,
Yes. Yes.
fasting, and all natural stuff to keep your body in alkaline state, because that's the best way your body's going to heal itself. I'm a big advocate of that. I don't have the perfect
Absolutely.
formula for everything, but I tell people, like, you want to, yeah, you want to avoid bad things. Like it's clear as day what we should be eating, what we should not be eating. We should not be listening to commercials
Yes.
and buying food from
Right.
a clown, telling you to
Right.
eat this, or from a tiger to say this is great, or from, like, we should not be buying food from these people and these characters. We should be getting food from God. And
Exactly.
when you do that, you're putting yourself in a better place for your body to be in. It's like feeding a car the best gas. Like, feed the car premium best
Right.
gas, and it will run way better than if you feed it, salt and sugar. Your car will
Absolutely.
not run properly.
Absolutely. Did I hear you say Dr. Sabi?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. He was very big. So his whole premise was based on that all diseases was linked to mucus,
Yeah.
and that was what he wound up proving. And
Hmm.
absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, because we know that bacteria and mold and all of those things that attack our immune system can be linked in some way, shape, or form to mucus. And I told you that I was going to come back and explain to you what I meant when I said zombie cells. So let me explain what
Yeah.
that means, what that is. So, as we age, cells are dying in our bodies. Um, well, their zombie cells are the cells that don't leave the body. They
Mm.
actually they stay in the body, and when they stay in the body, they release toxins, and they
Mm.
actually create other zombie cells, because now you have the healthy cells in the body that are actually interacting or being impacted by those zombie cells. And that winds up creating more health, illnesses, health issues in the body. And that's actually what this product is able to eliminate, our zombie cells. If we can get rid of the zombie cells, then we can get rid of all other kinds of diseases in the body. If we can eliminate microtoxins, microplastics, pesticides, then we can eliminate a lot of the other issues that we wind up finding ourselves with in life as well. So yeah. I want to say one other thing too about because I can't really say enough about this product. So the blood goes through a cycle every 4 months. Every 4 months, your blood recycles, and it takes a full 4 months for your blood to recycle. Well, imagine if your blood takes 4 months to recycle in your entire system. Imagine having this product in your system, having it in your blood during that 4 month. So we have what we call the 4-month protocol. And brother Sharif, he just started taking his. Was it today you just started taking yours?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Put the patch on.
What's that?
I put the patch on.
You got the patch on. Okay, wonderful. So if you have this in your blood, if you're taking it daily, and the way you take it is you spray it 4 pumps under your tongue 3 times a day, every day for 4 months, then by the end of that 4-month cycle, you will have a completely upgraded blood. Completely upgraded blood. Because now, remember, this has the ability to reverse biological aging. So if you do the 4-month protocol for 4 months, and then you stay on it after the 4 months is over, now we're actually getting into the cellular structure. You will actually have a completely brand new body by the end of 3 years. So first it works in the blood for the first 4 months to upgrade the blood. And then if you stay on it beyond that 4 months, it will actually give you a completely new body so that you will actually begin to look different. It will reverse your biological age.
Wow. What was I about to say? Yeah, the you can regenerate. Oh, you know what? This is something I thought about earlier was my daughter. One of the first things I taught my daughter. Everybody says she's like wise for her age. She's only 9, but it's because I always speak to her like a little person. Like I don't speak to her any kind of way besides like just a miniature person, and I want her to be wise about what's going on. But I told her when she was little, the first like when she was could barely understand things. I'm like when she was cut herself, like she would scrape her knee or something, and I'm like, you see superheroes on TV, but it's based off of us, and we're the real superheroes, and our bodies heal itself. And as the first lesson I taught her, I was like, watch, you have a cut right now, but tomorrow, first of all, it's going to stop bleeding. Tomorrow it's going to be a little bit less, a little bit less. And then like by next week, it'll be gone. Like your body will heal itself.
Yeah, it's just like soil. So like when you put a seed in soil, we don't have to guess that it's going to cause germination, and then the seed will eventually sprout up. Well, the body is kind of like the same way. It's actually does what it's supposed to be. It does what it's supposed to do by nature. This is how we were divinely created. It's actually able to heal on its own, just like soil is able to produce plants on its own. That's the nature of it. That's what it does by design. And so our bodies by design was meant to heal on its own if we just give it the right things. Unfortunately, everything that we have been putting in it, according, to the country that we live in, are toxic. We got toxic water, toxic food, got toxic air. We live in toxic soup. That's what we live in, toxic soup. I mean, everywhere we go. But I mean, like the way to reverse that is to just give your body the nutrients, the nutrition that it needs, not just through supplements, because I've been told that supplements don't work, but formulating those supplements in such a way that it is wrapped with quantum nutrition. So now we're able to go to the molecular level of those herbs and get them to work in a way that far exceeds the way traditional supplements work.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as your daughter's knee, so I share a lot about this product, but there are really three products in this product line that I talk about, and I will share that product line in just a second. One is the spray, which Brother Shariff and I have been talking about on the phone. The second one is a cream that was designed for third-degree burns. And then the third one is the bioenergetic patch, which is a patch that you place on your body anywhere on the left side of your body above the waist. Well, those three, all of them are frequency based, but all of them contain those same 44 superfoods in such a way that it actually alters your frequency and allows your body to heal naturally. And when I was listening to you tell the story about your daughter, how she skinned her knee, so I mentioned that there was a guy who had third-degree burns on him. And, that's where you don't have any skin. Well, that cream called iRevive that he put on it, not only was it able to stop that burning sensation instantly, but in a matter of days was able to get his skin to grow back, so much so that not only was he healed, but there was no indication that there was ever a burn mark. In other words, there were no scars left behind. That's the type of healing I'm talking about. Almost supernatural, but again, because your body is designed to do what it needs to do all on its own, all we need to do is just give it the right ingredients, the right formulation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to heal like it's never been there, like that burn mark never even happened before.
Can you name some of the ingredients in the spray?
Yes. So I have a list of ingredients. Mm-hmm. So now Siberian ginseng, and I'm going to go through, it's a list. Siberian ginseng, Astragalus damenia, it's Foti alfalfa, wild celery, anise, lemon balm, basil, greater burdock, celery, dill, hyssop, juniper, rockweed, fennel, ginger, cola nitida, marijuana, grape mullins. Some of these you probably haven't heard of because they're not in this country.
Yep.
I heard of a lot of them.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So there's a variety of them, and I actually have write-ups on each one of them and what they're good for. If you ever want to connect with me to get that, I'd be more than happy to share. But it's quite a few in here.
Can you text that to me?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I sure can. Yeah, but black cherry, yarrow, garlic, artichoke, motherwort, hop, red raspberry. Some of these are very popular, common that we've heard of, but then there are a few on here that we don't have in this country, so you probably have never heard of them. But yeah, I definitely can send that to you.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw me nodding my head, but when I hear herbs, I'm a herb. I love me some herbs. Like when I hear that, it makes me happy. We have a lot of that here in this temple. We make a lot of tea out of a lot of those herbs. Domania and burdock and obviously ginger, all kind of stuff. But the way you talk about it though, well, more so the way your product is designed is way different than just having an herb that you soak in water and then drink the water. Like that's a good daily practice, but it's not the same as extracting the essential ingredients and nutrients out of the plant. Like it's way different what I'm sure these scientists did. It's not the same as just drinking some tea or just buying some herbs and doing something with it.
So it is an extract, actually. It is an extract in the form of a spray. And I'm going to get a bottle in just a second. I'm going to hold it up so you can see. But it's very potent, and it tastes like a potent botanical. That's what it tastes like. It kind of reminds you of the smell of it because it's herbs. It kind of reminds you of I'm not a drinker, too much of a liquor, but like a whiskey. It smells like a whiskey, but it's because it's an extract and it's very, very potent. So, but yeah, you spray it under your tongue and it goes directly into your bloodstream. It bypasses the digestive tract, goes right into your bloodstream. So if you are in dire straits, for example, and you have to have a surgical procedure, during the surgery, they tell you, you can't eat anything for so many hours before the surgery. This is this is a product that you could actually take that will still get into your system without going through your digestive tract. I actually met a woman who just recently had to go through a surgical procedure, a major surgical procedure. She had a heart pacer for 10 years that was not put in there right. So after 10 years, she reached 10 years. It's crazy. The system is. They said, you can only have another surgery after you've reached 10 years. So, I mean, like she could have died between the time that they put it in wrong and the time 10 years passed, but she made it through 10 years. And now they approved her to have a surgery to have the heart put in, the heart pacer put in right. So she had her spray, and she did all the sprays, she was spraying her ears, her eyes, and, all through her mouth. And she went through the surgery with flying colors. She actually healed quicker than they expected, and they were wondering, wow, this is amazing. The woman was pushing 80 years old, and to go through that type of a surgical procedure and come out and heal as quickly as she did, it was only, and having a major surgery like that, she's on camera talking about it. I mean, it's that kind of an amazing kind of a thing. So yeah, for surgeries, this would be one of the type of healthcare solutions that you would take that will allow you to have it in your bloodstream without putting anything through your digestive tract.
So, something that I'm thinking about is because we sell teas, and I tell anybody that I give herbs to, I'm like, listen, this stuff helps, but it's not a magical cure all, and it has to start. This is what I tell people: it has to start with your own lifestyle and your own, what you're doing on a day to day basis. You can't just go and eat McDonald's and then drink some herbs and think you're going to be healthy. So, how are these products? Are these products closer to a magical thing where people can keep doing what they're doing, and then they can take this stuff and it kind of just heals them and heals the blood, or does it still require like that lifestyle change?
That's a really good question. Here's what I'm going to say about that. So, um, you really just want to have a lifestyle change. It will work with whatever you're doing right now, except smoking. And I'm going to tell you why it won't work with that. This product allows oxygen to flow through. Think about this. If you're smoking a cigarette and oxygen to flow, but you're smoking a cigarette, push through those oxygen patches of oxygen into your blood. It's actually going to make it worse for you. You don't want to smoke with this. We're actually trying to reverse healing. We don't want to allow smoke to go back into your body. I had a woman who actually was on this product for 30 days. And she said, Princess, I don't think this is going to work for me. And I'm like, what's going on? And she said, well, it just doesn't seem like it's doing it. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Have you stopped smoking? No. And I said, really? And I said, well, let me ask you another question. 13 years old. I said, you got to be kidding me. 13? How old are you now? She said, I'm 72 years old. I said, now, wait a minute.
Oh, man.
Now, you hear the scratch record, I'm like, wait a minute. So you've been taking this product for just about 30 days, but you've been smoking for over 50 something years, and you want to know this product is not working for you. And I said, well, let me ask you, why don't you start your body? I said, you've got a toxic environment and you're trying to battle that with something alkaline. And there's that battle that's being waged. And I said, you've been struggling with smoking for all these years. I said, it's not going to work like that for you. This is not a magic pill. That's not what this is. So as far as a lifestyle change, you are going to have to give up some things. I mean, it's like, even this is a biblical concept. Think about it. Even the scriptures tells us, bind the strong man and spoil the whole house. In other words, if you want to take over the house, you got to bind that strong man. And when you clean it up, it says, fill it with something, different. Otherwise, the condition of that house is going to be worse afterwards than it was the first time if you don't put anything. So you got to clean that house. In other words, detox, take all the smoking away, and then put the good stuff in. And then you can get the results. A lot of this is, I know I'm not going to be mean when I say this, but a lot of it is common sense. But wait, think about it. Common sense is not too common anymore these days. So you got to take the smoking away, and then go ahead and start this product. And once you start the product, then you will begin to see the difference. It was actually working. The product was actually doing what it was supposed to do while she was smoking. It was allowing oxygen to flow through her body. But because she hadn't stopped smoking, now she's allowing the smoke to go through the oxygen that was going there. And it was actually making her condition worse. So to answer your question, can we continue doing what we're doing if we want to get well? I would not recommend it if you're smoking. I know that if you're not eating 100% healthy, it's going to slow down your healing process. You can spray this on your food and then eat it. You can do that, but please don't smoke while you're taking this, because it's only going to make matters worse. Try to focus on having a healthy lifestyle. Try to focus on, being healthy. Cut out the sugary foods, the white flours, the white sugars, the pastries, donuts and cookies and stuff like that. Cut that out. No more high fructose corn syrup. That the body doesn't even know how to process that. And it just so happens that this country is the only country that'll allow high fructose corn syrup to enter into the country. Why is that? So why are we taking it? Why are we drinking it? So a lot of this, like I say, is just a matter of a lifestyle change. And in order to change your lifestyle, you kind of have to change your mindset.
Yes. That's why something I say constantly on this podcast is, and I heard this from Brother 19 Keys. I'm sure somebody else probably said it before him, but I attribute it to him, is that when people talk about diet, I'm like, when you use the word diet, it's almost, you have the root word is die, and nobody likes diets. Like, I never met any person that likes to diet, but I say, you live it. You don't, you want to live it. You don't want to diet. You want to live it. You want to say, this is now how I live. I no longer eat pork. I no longer eat white sugar. You have to make the change in your life, and it's a mental thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's coming to terms with understanding, like, it's warfare out here, and they're constantly putting chemicals in everywhere. Like I said, just walking outside, you're breathing it in. You can't even avoid it. So you have to be mindful of things like your product, herbs, and things that you can do to counteract the warfare, and have your own
it really does take a lifestyle change. And sometimes that lifestyle change starts with the mindset change. You have to be ready to do this, and you really have to get to a point where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired of being unhealthy. We've been so brainwashed, and by this what they call it, SAD, Standard American Diet, that we think that that's truly the norm, and that's really how it's supposed to be, but really it's not.
Yeah, they say it's okay to wait. They say it's normal to wake up and eat bacon. Like, you ate.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just saying. I mean, the standard American diet is that they make it seem like it's so normal. It is normal here, but is not normal for our human bodies. It's not natural. It's not how we're designed. We shouldn't be eating 3 meals a day. We shouldn't be eating.
The mechanical solidarity. That's why I drifted off.
You're always on the ether, in the ether realm, Moor, and we appreciate you riding on the ether realm this episode with us. I know Princess Ayana has a meeting she's bumping up to right now. We don't want to hold her too much longer. Princess, did you have any like final remarks? Something you haven't said already? Something that you think we haven't touched on that is important for our audience to hear?
Yeah. I just want to say that your body is very intelligent and knows how to heal itself. All we need to do is just know what we need to know to know what herbs and what formulation we need access to in order for our body to have the groundwork to do what it does naturally. And so with that, I'd like to encourage you, if you're dealing with anything that's related to any kind of degenerative disease, if you're bedridden, if you're just concerned about how to get your health back on track, if you just really want to know the truth about how to heal yourself, to contact me. Reach out to me. My email is Ayana DW at protonmail.com. That's Ayana, AYANA DW at protonmail.com.
I will make sure that that's in the description, so people can easily, spell it properly, copy and paste it, and whatnot. And any links as well. Just send. I think. Well, just text me the exactly what link or links. Not a lot, but one, two, whatever links that are important. Just send those so I can put it in the description. So anybody that has any questions, wants to get the product, has your email, and they have the link to get it at, because it's very important. We're all about uplifting fallen humanity. I'm sick and tired of seeing my people sick and tired, and I really want to get this stuff and more out to our people, this knowledge and this information and the products, the herbs, to their hands, so like we can get on a journey of healing, because
absolutely,
health is wealth. Health is wealth.
Your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. Yeah, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. Sometimes if you can see, I know I'm on the camera, but the before and the after pictures that I have seen of people who have used this product is enough to encourage you to connect with me so that I can get whatever it is you need into your hands. So yeah, looking forward to it. I'll send you whatever information you're going to need, and hopefully we can save our people.
Shay is Lamb. Thank you, Princess Ayana. I'm going to let you go. We're going to close out on our end, but appreciate you so much for coming on. Appreciate you for providing and helping our elder Sheik, brother Shariff, get some quality stuff to take care of himself, help him out. He's going through stuff, obviously, as we all are.
My pleasure.
But I'm looking forward to see his results, his progress, and looking forward to see your progress as well within the trajectory of what you got going on. I can feel the energy. I love it. I appreciate you. Really, really do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We'll put things in gear, put everything in motion, drive the spaceship.
Right, definitely. Yeah. Well, you and I are going to be glued at the hip, brother Shariff. So you're not going to get rid of me that easily. So we'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Princess Ayana.
You guys take
Peace.
care.
So our ancestors are here with us today as what they say, Holy Spirit, Holy Breath. And you had, believe me, give it a chance to work for you, to show you some things that nobody have ever shown you. Mm-hmm. Some things, what we say miraculously or supernatural, change our conditions here in America, all over the world today, because people sleep and they're in low frequency. Peace.
Islam or no peace. And to that, I just want to say, the links and stuff for Princess Ayana's products are going to be in the description. Check it out. And as she was speaking about getting oxygen into the blood and how important that is, all I could think of was holy breath. That's all I could think of.
But people would have you to say, and that's what a lot of people have to say, what have you say about holy breath? All we can say it is great, as good was and ever more to be. Mm-hmm. That's all. I have a lot to say about the holy breath.
Yeah,
I feel it moving now. Mm-hmm. I feel it vibrating.
Exactly.
And the holy breath has power. It's very powerful. Mm-hmm. So when we walk this life and we feel the holy breath because we were obedient to Allah We ain't like the ordinary people.
Yeah, it makes me think like we have to take that holy breath to another thought. It's not just the breath. It's not just the words. It's literally the oxygen in your blood.
Like they say
Like
in
the toxin.
chapter 1, it says, wisdom speaks from out the highest plane of spirit life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come filled with the holy breath, you no longer talk like Negro, Black, and Color.
Islam.
You talk with divinity.
Mm.
You talk divine,
Mm-hmm.
angelic, holy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know nothing about that. A
Islam.
lot of people, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I see people all my life run to and fro
Yeah.
the earth. And that's the solution to our problem. When the prophet brought us holy breath, he brought us something real special.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep complaining and we try to make it look like it's somebody, we might say Caucasian or Sun Dodge or so forth. No,
Mm-hmm.
we got to change our frequency and by this, we're going as far as diet, talking about diet.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you change your frequency and DNA. So people go around eating pork all the time. What you think will come out of their body?
Death, more death.
No, like I said, they eat the ham, and the ham is the pig's butt, and it smells like pee when you cook it. And when we was young, stuff like that, a sister come by one night shape. We said, "Look at the ham hocks on that sister. Look at the ham hocks on that babe." And so people indulge in eating pig's butt, which smell like pee when they cook it up, so forth and so on. Then you have a lot of people that swear that they're your sincere advisor, coaching you.
Mm-hmm.
They coach you to live like the Sun Dodgers. They coach you into the process of colonization all over to the four corners of the world. Holy ransom man is truth and false is strangely mixed. How are we going to get up out of this if we don't change our diet, our ways? Never just allow change the conditions of people till they change their heart. We eat the right things. We got to start thinking.
That's right.
Divine.
That's right.
To redeem man from a sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to his highest plane of spirit life. The Noble Drew Ali did his job with me because I don't talk with low frequency.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give out low energy.
Mm-hmm.
I always give that high energy out because Allah's charged me up with the holy breath.
Islam.
Jesus said the truth is the light. We are the sons of the light. Don't let none of the Negro, Black, Colored, or them Sun Dodgers short circuit you. Peace.
Peace. Check us out. We're here at the Moor Culture Center, Wilmington, Delaware, 715 North King Street. Come fellowship with us, study with us every Friday, 7 p.m. at the God Hour, Friday at 7. We are here in the temples, studying. We pray. Just come check us out. You don't even have to get too deep into it. It can just be service level, learning some knowledge. We're here with the books, the all kind of knowledge. So please check us out. We're here uplifting fallen humanity, philanthropy, all the good stuff. We have food, we have water for anybody that's in need as well. Check us out. Islam. Until next time.
And the Bible says, "Be ye not conformed of the things of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind." I'm waiting to see your transformation. Don't let nobody play you for a chump. The Word, in the beginning was the Word was God, and all things were made by him. And God was light, the light of God was light of men. And light shineth in darkness, but men and darkness comprehended not. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt amongst men. And that's real important verse there, because it said the life of God was the light of men. So we had to learn how to stop living on our lower self and come into the light and become the light of God. Peace.
Peace. Until next time.
Yes, sir.